And welcome back to Metropole Sports Center Christmas edition. My name is Nashon Oano. As I had promised just before I went for the break, I was going to be joined by Clint Asena from the Xtra Time podcast, and we are going to be talking matters EPL. Now, Clint, welcome to the show once more.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Is it okay if now, as an Arsenal fan?
No, it's not really good.
You're dealing with two pandemics, I can see. As an Arsenal fan and Corona. I'm just checking. I had to come back and check if you're good.
I'm not really good. As an Arsenal fan, I'm not happy. I know a couple of weeks ago we were throwing shade at you guys with Simba on the show.
Yes.
And I got a lot of feedback from disgruntled Manchester United fans, and I felt it was fair to actually have you on the set.
Thank you.
Just before we talk about, there's so much we need to talk about the season 2020-2021.
Yes.
I don't know whether we should start with the Champions League or the English Premier League.
Okay, as a
Manchester United
fan,
I think let's start with the painful part. Let's start with the Champions League, the performance of Manchester United.
Wow, as you can see, we as a Manchester United have been struggling this season. We don't have an identity, as you can see. And as I was here last time, I told you that Ole Gunar Sojsker has no style of play, and plus he doesn't have a backing of what style of play he has or a CV of winning trophies anywhere else. So we right now as Manchester United fans are flipping a coin on the formation we're going to have in each and every game. And that showed when we were knocked out of the Champions League by Red Bull Leipzig, an energy drink team. Can you imagine? Just being knocked out by an energy drink team. So yes, we don't have a style of play, and the good thing I know that we can do is score goals. And we've seen that we are a second half team. As a first half team, we concede goals and actually do our best work when we concede goals. And right now, looking at the table, it looks like we're going to finish in the top 4 positions.
Okay. Looking at some of the games that Manchester United has, I think we were having this conversation just before we came on air. Manchester United, you've said a comeback. A lot of some of the fixtures this season, even in the Champions League, has been a chasing game. Don't you think there is a danger in playing a chasing game?
There is always a danger in playing a chasing game. We are not the Sir Alex Ferguson teams, which we used to, till the last minute, we can score a goal. So now, it can only last till a certain period, but you can't tell me we can play like that every single game. These players, you don't have 11 Messis in your team. So you can't do that every single game. The Premier League or now the Europa League. So it's not something that will last. And that's why I'm going back now to the manager. If you have a style of play when you enter into a game, then you can impose yourself on the team and have a plan to win the game. Coming back is not an option.
Looking at your squad, I think you have one of the best squads.
I say just say the best, it's fine.
No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I'm an Arsenal man. I don't want to give it to you, but I know you'll redeem it at some point during the show. But I think you have one of the your squad is fairly a really good squad. I mean, look at Van de Beek. We have Bruno Fernandes, who's actually doing very well.
Our top scorer.
Yeah, he's actually doing very well. Look at the likes of Rashford. But what exactly is the problem? Why can't we see consistency with Manchester United squad? What's the problem? Apart from the identity of that Ole Gunar Sojsker seems to be struggling with.
Those players you mentioned, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Van de Beek, Rashford, Martial, Cavani, those are all flair players. And what I mean by flair players is players that usually want to shine in a team of other flair players. Most flair players we know of are selfish. So if you have a lot of selfish players in a team, you can't thrive as a team. So everyone wants to shine by their individual selves. We've seen that with Martial this season. He sees other players open, but he wants to score the goals. He doesn't have scoring boots. He's become Aubameyang now. I can't imagine.
I'm hurt that you brought Aubameyang at this point, but oh well.
We'll continue. Like I'm saying, there's so many flair players in a team need coaching, proper coaching. They need to be guided, put an arm to be put around their shoulder and told, do this for the team, for the betterment of the team. And since they're flair players, they can transition each and every game according to the opponent they're playing. So Yes, that's the problem. We have a lot of players.
Yeah. Speaking of players, there is a whole conversation about Mino Raiola and Paul Pogba. There's that conversation. As a Manchester United, are you happy with these sideshows? Because in as much as you may not want to talk about Pogba and his manager, in a way or another, it's affecting his style of play. What exactly does Pogba want? Does he want to stay at Manchester United or he wants out?
I think we've known for the longest time that Paul Pogba doesn't want to stay at Manchester United because he's 27 years old now, and he requires a manager that will tell him, you're the best. You're the best player in the world.
Yeah.
You're my main man. Everything evolves around you. So look at Manchester United at this moment, where Bruno Fernandes is the main guy.
Yeah.
Hate it or love it, he's the main person.
Yeah.
He's actually doing what we want Pogba to do.
Yeah.
So Pogba is not doing that. So we've known for the longest time he's going. And Mino Raiola earlier this month came out and said that he's going, the next transfer window is actually go.
Yeah.
And yes, it's just high time we accept that he is not going part of our plan as Manchester United.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of part of your plan, how long do you think Sojsker is going to be part of the plan at Manchester United?
If he keeps pulling all these wins out of nowhere, I believe he'll stay there. Because the thing with Ole Gunar Sojsker, he's a legend of the club. And most pundits who I see on other sports shows will usually don't want to blame Ole Gunar Sojsker for his taxi because they've known him personally. So Manchester United just needs to have a big club mentality, if you know what I'm saying. A big club mentality, you know, that they can get rid of him because he doesn't have a CV to back up what he's done. When he came, it was at a time where we needed galvanization, a shot in the arm to galvanize the team. So he did that. We won at PSG away. We were winning games 5-0, 4-0. 4-0 FC came back. So after that, we got to find him out a bit. He didn't have any tactics. He doesn't know how to manage players, you know. Some say he's too soft, and I believe he's too soft, in my opinion. So that's the thing. Ole Gunar Sojsker if he keeps winning these big games, he'll definitely stay at Manchester United. But the club need to make a decision. If we need to go back to winning Premier Leagues and Champions League, he's not the person.
A tough decision has to be made. I think I agree with you on the part of him being a legend of the club, so it's become sort of hard to criticize him. I think when you'll be talking about Arsenal and Chelsea later on in this conversation, we are going to see how that plays out. But looking at people who are actually backing or have been hard to be supporting Ole Gunar Sojsker at Manchester United, the likes of Rio Ferdinand, those are legends in the football. I mean, you can't really go against Paul Scholes. You can't really go against what Rio Ferdinand is talking about. But generally, looking at the way you guys are performing at...
are you jealous as an Arsenal fan?
I'm very jealous, man. Like, I would be happy if you guys were just right a few numbers below us. But
guess what? We're in Europa League, both of us. So that's how life is.
Speaking of Europa League, where do you fancy your chances? Are you gonna get to last 16 or?
Oh, to be honest with you, Nation, I personally, for me, I don't watch any Europa League games.
Why? Because Arsenal was there, or
we were
because
in the Champions League, the biggest European league in the world, and we dropped off because we only needed to draw one single game, and we couldn't even do that. And by the way, it's the Istanbul game that cost us against Istanbul Başakşehir. It's the game that cost us. We only need to win that game. And the next game against PSG, only draw it. But we usually, what we do, we make life hard for ourselves. I don't know, the team talk is like switch off.
I honestly, I really do not understand what's happening at Manchester United.
Same
because Austin, you know Austin, every time when Manchester United plays, there is that hope that they've won this game, then the following game they're going to win, then that particular game they either draw or lose. So there is that inconsistency, which I feel is really affecting the team.
So sorry to cut you short, but imagine these players under these flair players I was talking about under a different manager. Like let's say Pochettino, and if Pochettino is saying this, please come to Manchester United.
That would be, I would fancy to see such a move, but anyway, let's see how it
so
goes.
Imagine such a coach. He had limited budget at Tottenham, and see what he did with those players. He brought them all the way to the Champions League final. So now imagine the type of backing and money he'll have at Manchester United, and the players he currently has. He'll do wonders.
Yeah. I think we've even gone very far. Let's forget even Pochettino. Just give your squad, give it to Jurgen Klopp and see what that result
Will the
is
United fans accept that?
They won't accept, of course.
But right,
but you see, the most important thing is, the thing with Klopp is he gives you results, so you do not have an option of liking him or not.
And like when he came to Liverpool, he said it's a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
And guess what? In that 5-year period, he won the Champions League and the Premier League.
Yeah. So Manchester United, is this retaining Solskjaer at Man U? Is it a long-term plan, Ama? What's really going on? Do you think it's a long-term plan, Ama? They just need to stumble upon league until maybe the Premier League probably magically appears somewhere?
Like I said, we are flipping a coin. Ole Gunar Sojsker picks names out of a hat when he picks his starting 11. I don't believe, like, how can you not start your best player in Paul Pogba in a Champions League game you need to win? And you play Scott McTominay, who in the previous game is usually has a poor game, but he still trusts him to Paul Pogba and Matic. So you see, when you need goals, you pick your players that score goals. So Ole Gunar Sojsker, if you're a big club, and I know we are, he's not the path. We'll get rid of him and definitely get a better manager.
Okay. Speaking of managers, Arteta, our man is struggling at
a segment
at
I was
Arsenal,
waiting for.
at Arsenal, man. At some point, I think we were talking about this earlier in the year, where my hope was over here.
You guys actually won a Community Shield and an FA Cup.
Won an FA Cup. Then the English Premier League started.
Good. Against Fulham.
It went well. Then at some point, things have started eluding us and something of the sort. So do you think the Arteta fever is coming to an end, for lack of a better word? Or what do you think the exact was happening at Arsenal?
Yeah, the honeymoon period is over. Like, you see, the same way Ole Gunar Sojsker came to Manchester United. There was that period where, yes, he's a new coach, I need to earn my place in the team. Every player was playing their heart out for 90 minutes. So when you win, you know, there's a high when you win, and then it's called a Champions Cup. Yes, when you go back to the next league or next season, there's a few games you could try better, but really not good enough. So the season honeymoon period is over. So we are seeing this squad what it was like under Unai Emery. And you see the difference between us, United, and you. We have depth. Depth is key for us. You see, what we do, we bring players off the bench, we win second half. So you don't have that. And you see, I've seen people in social media, at Twitter, blaming Aubameyang and he's been poor. I mean, Aubameyang is a player who feeds off being fed assists. He feeds off that. He's not a player that can go back and get the ball. He's a player who sits up and gets assists from either the midfield or the wings. And currently, in your squad, Hector Bellerin, right back. Is he really a right back?
No, he's not.
You see, there's no supply to Aubameyang. You see, most teams know how to play against you. If you, let's say you play a Burnley or maybe a Fulham next, they lick their lips because they know all they need to do is cut supply of Aubameyang, and who is your main guy. And since now he's not having, not scoring goals, you guys look really, really, really dead. Yeah.
Actually, when you're looking at the tactic, as we usually call it, the Arteta style, Arteta style
Arteta
ball. Yeah. Arteta ball, as we popularly call it. You look at it, it's retain the ball, then counter. But then if you look at that particular, style of play, it didn't quite look like it was working against the smaller teams. Because if you look at some of the smaller teams, that's the tactic that they play. They hold the ball, and then when you're slipping a little bit, then you counter.
Exactly.
Talking of players within Arsenal, there's one player that every time I look at the team lineup and I don't see him as an Arsenal fan, I feel agitated.
Yeah.
And I feel is somebody who...
I know who you're going to say.
Ozil.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel so agitated because I feel this somebody, based on his experience, he's a World Cup winner, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He has a lot of experience that can probably spur the team into the direction that they probably want to go. But Arteta is not playing. From your opinion, why do you think Arteta doesn't want to play Ozil in the squad?
I go back to when Arteta came to Arsenal. he, when a new manager comes, he sets out his philosophy, how he wants to play. And the key things I got from his first press conference was, if you're not with us, in the bus we're going on, just get off. So for me, I could see that Ozil is not in Arteta's plans, because the way Arteta wants to play, and no, don't get me wrong, Arteta wants to play attractive football. No manager wants to play boring football, except I think Jose Mourinho. He's won leagues and Champions Leagues still playing boring football. So Arteta wants to. He's in the school of Pep Guardiola. I mean, he's a Spanish player. Spanish international. So he wants to play attractive football, but he doesn't have the players to do that. Mesut Ozil is that player. But let's be honest, as we've seen in the past, Mesut Ozil is not a workhorse. He is not a workhorse. In Arteta's team, you need to have legs. You need to be alert 90 minutes, as we've seen. That's why he bought Thomas Partey in the midfield. He's a workhorse. So looking at Arteta and his plans, Ozil is not part of his plans, because he's basically not a workhorse. And Ozil's work is not to defend. Ozil's work is to get the ball, pass to the right guys, score goals, pick the key pass, score the goals. But yes, he could actually make a difference in your team. But right now he's not in plans, because he's not just a workhorse.
You were excited when Pepe came into the team, but bro, what's happening with Pepe? What's happening? What's happening?
In my podcast, I usually call him Pepe Calais. So
I mean, based on how he's been playing, he warrants that name.
Because 72 million. 72 million record fee for your club.
That was a lot of money, bro.
Wow. He's 72 million and he's playing like Gabriel Blonlaho from Aston Villa back in the day. He's playing like a. He's not the winger we all thought he was. But let's be honest, this is a new league for Pepe. And he's what, 26, going on 27 now?
26.
He doesn't have that much. This is peak time for him. So I believe if Arsenal want to get the best out of him, probably send him on loan and bring in another winger that can do the business. Willian was the winger that was supposed to do that job, but as you've seen, free transfers don't usually work out like that.
It doesn't work out, which is very interesting. I'm curious to see whether after his I'm curious to see how Arsenal with Pepe is going to be. Probably as we wrap up the conversation on Arsenal, Arteta's lifespan at Arsenal. How would you give it? Going into the new year, there's a lot of things that are going to be happening, whatever. Going into the new year, do you see him having more time at Arsenal, or what's your take on that?
If you keep, in my opinion, if you keep losing games, no team wants to lose games. So if Arsenal keep on losing games and you're sitting, let's face it, you're fighting relegation. You're basically fighting relegation.
For once, numbers don't lie. Sadly, that is
you're closer to relegation than top. So, I mean, and yes, the league right now is very open. Anything can happen. It's, I think, till number 7 who can win the league right now. So, if you want to go forward, two things need to happen. One, get in a proper coach. Okay, let's not even a proper coach to get it. Correction. Arteta has a plan. You can see he has a plan. All you need to do now is buy players. Arsenal, I know it's not a spending club. You don't spend.
That is our track record. We hold it proudly.
So for me, in my opinion, these first 11 players need to be sat down. And as you've seen, these young players, and Xtra,
actually they're doing
Nelson, Joe Willock. Those are players actually try harder than the first 11 players. There's Xhaka, William. They try harder, because they're fighting for their positions in the team and they give their all. These are all Arsenal boys. So they've come from the academy and they know what it is like to play for Arsenal. So I would bench these key players and start the youngins.
Same conversation we've been having in the year about giving young players more time in the squad, so that you probably create the future of the sport. That wraps up the first part of our show. We take the second part of our show, I beg your pardon. We take a short commercial break. We'll be back after the break talking about Tottenham Hotspurs, Chelsea and Liverpool. Do you think Liverpool is still in line to win the league this season? That is the trophy for the season 2020-2021. We'll be having that conversation after the break.